Dueling Dialogues is brought to you by our affiliates at IX Web Hosting. Click the banner on the rightleftchronicles.com to get up to 40% off your first year of the best hosting on the planet. Today's episode of Dueling Dialogue is brought to you by Saucy Eva. GMA's marinade is coming soon to a plate near you to gourmetize your meats and proteins. Coming to you from that once-forgotten artery that pulses through the center of the continental United States and into the heart of the Ozarks, Grace Matthews. Looking in from the northern border, our Canadian friend, along with his countrymen feeling the effects of U.S. political issues, Connor Murphy.
Welcome to Dueling Dialogues, episode 46. I'm Connor Murphy, here with the birthday girl, Grace Matthews. Happy birthday, Grace.
Thank you.
What do you got planned for the big day?
Oh my gosh, I'm going to happy hour. I mean, what a deal. I'm having a birthday on my favorite day of the week.
I know. That is awesome. Yeah,
Is that awesome?
Birthdays suck when they're on a Monday or a Tuesday.
Oh, they do. They do. So I feel very lucky. So it's going to be a good weekend. I'm going to go I've been invited to listen to a band tomorrow.
Cool.
Out of the Outback in Branson. And so it's going to be a good weekend.
Awesome.
So, I'm just going to, as I get older, and I'm getting old, I just kind of think, it should be a week-long, maybe a month-long celebration.
Yes, celebrate that you're still here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I have to add a little note here.
Okay.
Yesterday, I was talking unknowingly to one of our listeners.
Okay.
And he said, "Oh my gosh, you covered Matt Lauer." And I said, "Yeah, have you been listening?" "Of course, I've listened to all the episodes." And I'm going, "Well, what do you think? You like it?" "Connor is really funny."
Oh, wow.
I got nothing. Say hi to one of your favorite fans, Dave.
Hey, Dave, thanks a lot for that. That's awesome. Thank you. Made my weekend.
Yeah, it was great. He was all excited about you.
Awesome.
So, anyway, that was good. And I always like to talk to people that are listening to our show.
That is great. Yeah, for sure. It feels a little weird to know we've got people listening to us.
I know. That is a little weird sometimes.
But, getting a little more comfortable with it,
Absolutely. We're getting better all the time. We're getting more and more listeners.
Yeah, Blog Talk Radio has done a lot.
Yeah, it's really doing well there. And we're all over the web.
Yes, the Right
All
Left
you got to
Chronicles.
do is Google us. You can Google the rightleftchronicles.com or Dueling Dialogue.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing. And as I always like to rehash things on my birthday anyway. What have I done in the past? What can I do better? What am I going to have a new goals? And so this is a good thing. And I'm glad we started this.
Yes, I am too.
But there is some ugly things going on out there.
Yeah, it actually has heightened my perception doing this podcast for sure. And there's a lot of ugly out there.
There really is. And today we've got we've got a few things, but two of our issues are they get my blood boiling. And first of all, Kate Steinle. Beautiful, beautiful 31-year-old girl taking a walk with her father 2 years ago on the pier. And I might add that I have a son, her same age. So, that really strikes me as a mom. She's taking a walk with her dad and she is struck by the bullet in the back. And she is begging. Her last words to her dad are, "Help me, Dad."
Oh.
The man that shot her, Jose Inez Garcia Zarate, was a felon, an illegal immigrant that had been deported already at least 5 times. Now, I've heard 5, 6, and 7. We'll go with 5. 5 is enough. He shouldn't have been back. Because he was in a sanctuary city of San Francisco, he was released out on the streets, homeless. He claims that he found in a backpack under a bench on the pier a backpack with a gun in it. He told several different stories to authorities. One, he was going to shoot some sea lions. One, it just went off. One that I guess that the jury bought was that the bullet, that the gun had what they call a hairpin trigger, and that it ricocheted off of, one of the wall of the pier,
right,
and hit Kate Steinle. He threw the weapon in the bay. They did retrieve it. Okay, I don't know how long it laid at the bottom. Okay,
right.
I'm not privy to that. Because he was afforded the same rights that a citizen would be afforded, the jury did not know he was a convicted felon times 5, deported times 5, or an illegal. The judge did not allow that information to be released or considered in the courtroom.
Wow.
Now, Zarate will likely be released on time serve, as his only conviction was for an illegal weapon, which comes with about a 15 to 18 month sentence typically. He's already served a couple of years, so he will likely walk. As he walks, the Steinle family will mourn for their daughter in everything she missed. Weddings, children, holidays. It's absolutely despicable. Now,
Wow.
The United States DOJ's office is looking into federal charges. I don't know what criteria they're looking into, but they're always looking into something under the direction of Jeff Sessions, which is the worst appointment that Donald Trump has made, because he's always looking into something like the emails of the Clintons, the foundation, the tarmac. Nothing ever happens.
That's because it's too close to home. He almost has a conflict of interest there.
Yeah, he needs to go. In fact, I agree with Donald Trump. Had he told the president he was going to recuse himself of the Russian collusion debacle, whatever you want to call it, probe, Trump would have never put him in office.
Right.
Okay? He was dishonest in himself.
Exactly.
A lot of people online are putting Kate Steinle's picture in place of their own on Twitter. So when you open up your Twitter feed, she's everywhere. Pictures of her everywhere, because people are absolutely devastated. She has become, over the last couple of years, everyone's daughter. It's very sad, very sad.
It definitely is. Wow.
Yeah. We carry on to another disturbing, disgusting situation, and that is Matt Lauer and NBC. Wow. Okay. Yesterday, Matt Lauer apologized. If you could call it an apology. Okay. He feels bad now.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
A lot of people feel bad after they get caught.
Yeah.
Exactly. It didn't seem like he was very empathetic to the people he hurt. A lot of people were surprised by that. Clearly, he's not, because he can't feel anything. Okay. Yeah. Or he wouldn't have done this to them in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. You are correct there, dear.
But more and more information is coming out. NBC is getting slammed as sources accuse the management of not only turning their heads the other way when it came to Matt Lauer's vulgar, and might I add, disgusting behavior with and towards women. They enabled a barbaric abuser of women for what?
Ratings,
money,
advertising.
Post Brian Williams. I think a lot of this was post Brian Williams, where he told the lie about being in Iraq and getting shot at, and they gave him 6 months off and a show on the other network. I don't understand why they did that. What the hell did he have on them that they owed him a show even on the other network?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another story. Or is it a case, like my father said always, birds of a feather flock together? Are they protecting one another? Is it a culture?
Well, we often talk about Canada following you guys, and Gregg Zaun from Rogers Sportsnet got fired yesterday for inappropriate behavior. So, yeah, I don't know.
Absolutely. Okay, there's a report that came out with Matt Lauer that in 2001, this intern was called into his office. He hits a button on his desk, locks her in there, pulls her dress up, and has sex with her till she passes out.
What?
How damn barbaric. What kind of animal is he? He has to have his assistant take her to a nurse.
Oh my God. Wow.
New York, if I am not mistaken, New York does not have statutes of limitations on rape.
Well,
There's also a lot of tape out there where he's saying very inappropriate things to people. Anne Hathaway, apparently she had a wardrobe malfunction and her dress slipped or something when she was getting in a cab, and there was some tape of that. And in the interview with her, he's grinding about that. He does a similar thing with another actress, and he is talking to her about he has seen her naked. I guess she was naked in a film. It might not even have really been her. But he is very inappropriate. You know, there is tape of him saying things to his co-hosts about bend over farther. Maybe I can see down your shirt. And like we reported the other day, Katie Couric said he was constantly pinching her rear.
It just boggles my mind how anybody could think that was an acceptable behavior.
And to me, the people that protected and enabled him are pretty much as bad.
Yeah,
So
sure.
Andy Lack and Opheim, are you kidding me? There should be a special place ready in hell for these people. This is horrible. And it is much different than many of the others we have talked about where they ask him out on dates, but they were really subordinates and they even touched them or pinched them or whatever. Rape is a whole different thing.
Right.
That poor girl.
Yeah, that is really disturbing.
Yeah, it really is.
Speaking of disturbing, the LGBT community in Toronto and Vancouver have announced that they're banning police uniforms because some members of their community were upset with the uniforms.
Are you kidding me? Who's going to protect them? And you know, they need to be protected more than many groups.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
It boggles my mind. Snowflake on the next level.
Okay, so next time they have a parade or an event, who is going to protect them from those truck drivers and those homemade bomb makers?
Well, how do they just get to ban police?
That's what I just don't get it.
I don't get it either.
I really don't. I don't know if little devils with pitchforks are going to come out and protect them.
I have no idea.
I mean, who is going to protect them when somebody wants to harm them? I don't know. And that happens for that community. Sadly, that happens. They need protection.
So we'll see what happens there. I mean,
absolutely.
It's a Canadian winter now, so there's no parades for a while.
Oh yeah.
So
I saw a picture, and it was of one of your friends, Christopher Bissell.
Oh yeah.
He had a picture of a little hut where the children wait on the buses, and somewhere in Canada.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Near Ontario, maybe.
Could be.
Anyway, That was very interesting, and he said it was 30 degrees below. Celsius. So they need that hut to wait on the bus for school. But it was a nice prairie shot with just this little hut on the side of the road.
Cool.
Where I'm from, we don't see that. We're a little warm for that. But very interesting. And I kind of thought, well, I bet where you grew up in the prairies, there might have been some huts, huh?
Well, not really. We just...
Did it get that cold?
Well, no, it gets that cold. Yeah. Oh, I remember days where it was minus 50, 60, 70, 80 with a wind chill.
Oh my gosh.
Your skin would freeze in seconds if it was exposed.
Yeah, so. That's really horrible to think about.
Yeah, that's why I live on the West Coast now.
Yeah, and I don't blame you. I would definitely be on the West Coast. But anyway, speaking of sad, General Flynn walked into a courtroom today, a general.
Right.
Walked out a felon.
Yeah, I seen that in the news as well today.
He is charged with making false statements to the FBI, and he pleaded guilty. That's very sad. He has decades of impeccable service to the United States. It is very sad that his judgment failed him. ABC is reporting something much darker.
Oh.
And that is that Michael Flynn promised, I'm quoting here, full cooperation to the Mueller team and is prepared to testify that as a candidate, Donald Trump directed him to make contact with the Russians. First of all, I'm not even sure that would have been illegal to make contact with the Russians. I mean, so it kind of sounds bigger than it is. And I will tell you that other news agencies, as of the time we started taping, had not been able to verify that.
Wow.
And,
okay.
was it even wrong for Michael Flynn to talk to the Russians, even if it was about sanctions? No, it really wasn't. It was wrong to lie to the FBI. I call this the Martha Stewart syndrome.
Yeah.
You can't lie to the feds.
Yeah, exactly.
It will get you in the slammer. It will get you a felony off the bat. Tell them the truth, and these are smart guys. Why do they do this?
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't get it.
Talking to the Russians is not a crime. Now, colluding with them and fixing an election might be, but nobody's even suggesting that anymore.
Yeah, they just talked to some guys that were Russian. Yeah.
Now, I am also afraid. I'm just saying inklings, and I'm going out on a limb here. I fear that the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, may have also lied to the feds.
Oh, I see where you're going.
I don't think they're going to be as kind to him.
Probably not. He's not a general.
And my thought is that was General Flynn's go-to person. Okay?
Interesting, yeah.
And Jared Kushner has been known to go rogue on his own ideas that are separate from the president's.
Mm-hmm.
However, it is the president's son-in-law. That would be like one of his own. That would be like him.
Right.
I also want to point out that when you pull up each administration over the past, 50 years or so, most all of them have had criminal charges filed. Many of them have had jail sentences. It happens in politics. It happens in government. Somebody goes down. George W. Bush, there was Scooter Libby, there was Watergate, there was like 55 people, like 15 people charged with or sentenced to some sort of jail, prison time.
Right.
Even Ronald Reagan had several in the Iran-Contra situation. I think the difference here is how much Trump is hated. That's what scares us. The stock market, when General Flynn made this agreement, the stock market dropped about 400 points.
Wow.
It has come back a bit, a lot. When we came on here, it was just under 100 down. I'm hoping that this does not turn into the impeachment situation that many, I should say, want on both sides of the aisle.
Right.
Along the same line, word has it Secretary of State Rex Tillerson will resign in January. Now, the White House says that's not true, but leakers from the White House say that is true. Now, that'll be a year. Maybe he planned on only staying a year. Maybe he leased a house down the street and his lease is up in January. He's ready to go back to Texas. I don't like it. First of all, Rex Tillerson is my favorite appointment of the president's. Things are going well right now with countries that we were in a bad situation with. I'm kind of like, don't upset the apple cart. However, there is a plan in place that Pompeo, the director of the CIA, could take that position, or Nikki Haley, who is the UN ambassador, could take that position. Either way, they're both fine, but I would sure like to see Rex Tillerson stay. The Middle East visits, the Asian visits, he was instrumental, and that's going quite well for the president. So I don't know. Okay, Clinton. We cannot have an episode without a Clinton thingy.
No, you can't.
The Clinton Lynch tarmac meeting. 29 pages from the FBI was released to Judicial Watch. Judicial Watch has released those. I have not read those yet. As you well know, Judicial Watch to me is the one organization that truly wants to drain the swamp, truly wants transparency. I'm a big fan of Judicial Watch and Tom Fitton.
Right.
They requested these FBI documents, the Freedom of Information Act. They requested them back in July.
Wow.
And they're just now getting them. And this isn't all. This is just 29 pages. There's supposedly a lot more.
Right.
We'll see what that has to offer. And finally, Congressman Conyers, the Democrat of Michigan, that has been, oh my gosh, he has several accusers of sexual harassment. He's the one that ran around in his undies.
Right.
In front of run around naked. He didn't even have his undies on.
Ew.
He's been in an argument with Nancy Pelosi for the last 2 days because first she didn't want him to resign. She went on one of those Sunday shows and said, oh no, he's an icon. He's wonderful. He shouldn't resign. And we don't know that this really happened. There's several. And, one of them was an older lady. I mean, I listened to her story and she didn't make it up. Nevertheless, Nancy Pelosi got a lot of fallout from women everywhere.
Oh.
So she changed her story yesterday and said he should resign. And his attorney said, like hell, he was going to resign. And certainly not. Nancy Pelosi wasn't going to tell him what to do. It was actually like a really cool little, bit of crossfire. Now, today he has scheduled a news conference from his house in Detroit, Michigan. Now, I failed to say that yesterday he had a little hospital visit for stress.
Oh.
There. I suspect he is going to resign today.
Right. Sounds like it's going to hit the fan.
He was supposed to have it 3 hours ago. So watch out for that. I pretty much think he's history. Why keep him when the Democrats know that in that district they will get another Democrat?
Right.
That's not so easy. I mean, a lot of people say, well, Franken needs to resign too. Well, he does. The problem is they're not 100% sure that another Democrat will win his district.
Right.
So he's going to get a lot more leeway.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there.
And we don't always agree, but life's a journey and we're all in this together. Remember, do not become a victim. # nobody's victim. Thanks for listening. Godspeed, Connor, and Godspeed to all of our friends out there.
Godspeed, Grace, and happy birthday. Go out and enjoy yourself.
Thank you, my friend.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Dueling Dialogues is brought to you by our affiliates at IX Web Hosting. Click the banner on the rightleftchronicles.com to get up to 40% off your first year of the best hosting on the planet. Today's episode of Dueling Dialogue is brought to you by Saucy Eva. GMA's marinade is coming soon to a plate near you to gourmetize your meats and proteins.